Hey guys, before the video begins, I just want to comment on my camera swipe and look at the wall. I just thought there was something on my wall. Turns out it was the camera. And I don't like stuff on my camera, so I just swiped it away. On with the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, today, I know it's Little House Week, but this week I'm going to be talking about something that has to do with all the TV shows I watch. Partially because I couldn't think of an idea for this video. I kept debating stuff about like little mistakes I made in Little House that are very, very unnoticeable. But then I'd have to research that, and I'll wait for that for another week. So this week it's a little bit about everything, and it's about the suspense they put in movies and TV shows. Now, I'm immune to it. Yeah, I'm immune to it. I pretty much, suspense, you know how it usually kills someone? I kill the suspense because I've seen enough TV shows and movies to know what happens in certain TV shows. I know who you can't trust. Sometimes it does get me though, where I am completely wrong. Other times I figure it out. I usually can figure out who the bad guy is or what's going to happen before the main characters do. I don't know why, but I can. And then with some TV shows, actually, I did this with every TV show I've watched except for Little House on the Prairie and The Waltons. I research the TV show. I find out what happens in later seasons and specific characters. Now, I recently watched I'm just on the third season of Race to the Edge, How to Train Your Dragon. The first episode, that's when Dagger helps Hiccup, and Hiccup's kind of, like, what do you, like, you kind of, Dagger's the person you don't really want to trust because of what he's, like, his past was, like, he kind of is your enemy. And I knew that was Dagger. I also know what happens with Vigo, even though I'm not on that episode yet. I know who Krogan is. I don't know what happens to Riker, though, because I can't really find much on him. I know what's going to happen in later seasons. Some episodes, other episodes I don't know. Heartland, I knew the same thing. Wrote to Avonlea. I would search up the episodes, and I memorized certain ones. Other ones I forgot, but the Road to Avonlea series we have has the episode on the back, and it lists what happens in them. So, I would read those as we were watching them, and it'd be like, oh yeah, this one. And then, yeah. Now this kind of wrecks it for my sister because I want to tell her, like, oh, this happens, but she doesn't like spoilers. I did it with her Heartland, and she didn't really like that, which is because she searched up the episodes for Waltons when we were watching them. And then, Road to Avonlea, I would reveal some things, but they weren't really spoilers. And if they were, I'm pretty sure, and this time for How to Train Your Dragon, she doesn't want me spoiling anything. I have said a few things about what happened with Dagger because that wasn't really made clear in that episode. In the episode Enemy of My Enemy. Pretty much, in the episode before that, Maces and Talent, that's what it was. He helped Heather, well, he didn't really help Heather escape, but he let her go. And apparently because of that, Vigo and Riker found out, and they marooned him, which pretty much is a fancy word for they left him on an island. As they were out at sea, they shipped on the ship, they went on an island, probably saying, oh, we're gonna scout this island out or something, and just left him. And he apparently had been living there for a few months. Sorry for the spoiler if you guys haven't seen it. And that's pretty much it. And I know what happens with Vigo and Krogan, but I'm not going to reveal it because my sister watches my videos, and she's not going to like it if I spoil anything. So yeah, I'm pretty much immune to all TV suspense. There are a few times they get me where they bring in a character that I think is the bad guy, or I think is like or I think I know what's going to happen, and then it doesn't. And then, I mean, it's just like, I'm just like, oh great, I was wrong. Other times I was like, yes, I was right. But I'm pretty much immune to TV suspense. So, and even with Adventures in Odyssey, which is a radio show, let me know if you guys want me to do some stuff on it. Mysteries I can usually, it depends, because the mysteries they're written two ways. Sometimes they make them super like difficult so that you're kind of so that I can't figure them out. Other ones they're really really good and they're super easy and I usually figure out who it is. That's because when I was younger I read a lot of mystery books, the Boxcar Children, some other mystery series. Of course, in Boxcar Children, the book series, I think it's only just a book series. I'm not sure if there's a movie on that or not, but there would be about 3 or 4 suspicious characters. So with that one, I wouldn't be able to figure it out. And then my friend, one day I came over to her house and she introduced me to Criminal Minds, and I figured it out before they did. She pretty much told her mom, like, oh, she's really good at solving these crime things, and she figured it out before they even did. I'm like, yep, that's me. That's what I do. Alright, try to. Of course, some things, like, they still scare me. Like, if someone jumps out in the movie, it can get me. Like, it's supposed to, and that still gets me, but stuff like, what's a good example? Oh, trying to think of an example right now. Um, what is a good example? Trying to think of one from like How to Train Your Dragon or something I watched recently. I can't think of one. Actually, no, probably there's an Amazon movie called My Spy, and the guy fakes his death, and I kind of knew that, but that one, it happened really quick. There was an explosion, the guys walked away, you saw the bad guys walk out. So that one you kind of knew, but My Spy, the one day, what was the guy's name? What was the spy's name? He was played by David Bautista, but what was his name? JJ. He walked into the woman's apartment, and I somehow knew that Velasquez would be there, and he was. And then they also got me a few times because the gay couple, their names were Todd, and I'm not sure what the guy's name was, but apparently they were working for like an agency or something, or they were like solo guys or something. I didn't know that. So that one had a lot of suspense stuff, some of which I figured it out. That's a very bad example, but I can't think of another one. I actually can't. What about in Riders of Burke? What happened in there? Well, for that one, I knew that Alvin wasn't dead because I watched a timeline and it spoiled it, and then I'm like, oh great, so I can't. And I loved showing like How to Train Your Dragon videos and Heartland videos and stuff like that to my sister. I knew I couldn't show her that one because by the time I watched that, we were only on like the 3rd season of Defenders of Rise of Burke, which by that time would be Defenders of Burke, and it was. And so I knew Alvin survived. I knew everything that happened in Race to the Edge. So I'm like, I can't show this to her now because she doesn't like spoilers. And so now I'm going to have to show it to her when we're done Race to the Edge, I guess. Now, as of suspense, there's also some things like I can't wait for. Like when Heartland Season 13 came out, I'm a very terrible waiter when it comes, like, I'm very bad at waiting when it comes to waiting for, like, movies and TV shows. So when Harlan season 13 came out, having to wait every week, I would check my phone to see if a new episode had been released. And then when it was, I would just want to watch it, but it was there. And then with the Hidden World, like, when the How to Train Your Dragon the Hidden World came out, I hadn't seen the movies since sorry, not second grade, the fourth grade. I hadn't seen Race to the Edge since, like, we were at my Auntie Debbie's, so that'd be 2 years ago. And the TV show was completely different. I had read, no, I haven't read all the books. I'd read 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12. So that one, I mean, I'm like, okay, it's the new How to Train Your Dragon movie. I'm gonna see that, but by that time it was already out. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm immune to TV suspense. Let me know if you guys are. Give this video a like. See ya.